Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my second project for the Flair Hut for the month of November. I come to you on the 21st and the 29th every month. And as you know, in November, we all had the same lovely Flair set to play with. I used 4 of the 6 on my previous layout, and I still have these 2 gorgeous pieces left, which will be on a layout very, very soon. But today, I went into some of the other Flair that Adam sent to us. In addition to sort of the set that we get for the month, we also got an extra little pouch of Flair to use. And I went into that set to dig out some autumn, still autumn, but in, I guess, a little bit of a brighter color tone. So today, just a layout of my own design using some scraps from the Happy Fall collection that were on my desk. That's a collection from Echo Park from 2020 that I've been using throughout the month. So sort of in addition to my collection obsession and in addition to my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I had some scraps on my desk, and I do love to use rectangular pieces of paper to create a fun design and almost use the pattern paper as part of the embellishment. And that is what I did here. So I started with this large scrap that I had on my desk, which is about 4 inches, I guess, by about 11. I had this lovely big rectangular piece, a tiny little rectangular piece here, and this was another rectangle, not quite as long as it is here, but, you know, I cut it in 2 and popped it top and bottom, just to give a fun design where the papers overlap and we get a little bit of contrast and different color tones. And I love doing layouts like this, but I have to say this one, for some reason, oh my God, I fussed and fussed. I had some other scraps on my desk. I brought in sort of the darker color, then I didn't like it, so I took it apart. Oh my goodness me, I swear, just to get that paper down. Once I had the paper down, everything came together really, really quickly. So as I say, these are all from Happy Fall from 2020. I got my papers down. I used white cardstock because this particular collection is more of a white tone than a cream tone. I had this record on my desk, and I think you probably, you know, when I was doing one of my Let's Get Organized, it came out, and it already had foam dots on it, so I evidently had meant to use it on another layout and never did. So here it is as part of my title. But before I get back to that, so I got my paper down. I matted my 2 photos in a piece of the Bella Boulevard Besties Macintosh that I had on my desk. And this will go into Toddler Diego's album. You saw, I think, was it on Saturday? Yes, when I scrap lifted my friend Crystal, I did a companion page. It was a family photo of Gwen, her hubby, and Diego, but this was also the day that they went apple picking as a family. So with her brother, Gwen's brother, and therefore Diego's little cousin, Catalea, she is just, look at that, she is just so cute and spunky. So I wanted to get that. So Diego grabbing an apple, tasting an apple, and obviously sharing it with his cousin. He's a great big cousin, by the way. So I got the 2 photos down, and I knew I had a 3rd photo. Originally, this was going to be a 3rd photo layout, and I couldn't find it on my desk. Have you ever lost your photos on your desk? Oh my. Anyway, once I finished the layout, I found it. So we're going to have to do another apple picking day layout, my friends. So I got the photos down, And then I just went with some bits and pieces, the sticker sheet. Oh, I didn't glue this down, my friends. Hang on. Yes, because this was sort of an afterthought. I guess that's why I didn't glue it down, because I didn't have it at the beginning, and it was a little bit of an, oh, where did that go? There, it's here that it goes. There we go. There we go. So I felt like I wanted to get at, as you know, when I have my photos a little askew and a little bit of an angle, so a nook, I tend to like to do an embellishment cluster and my title in those areas. So that is what I did, sort of top and bottom. This is sort of like a large cluster, I suppose, rather than a fourth cluster. And then I like to get my little corner taken care of up here. Now, so I just used, this was a piece of ephemera with a little sticker here and one of these gorgeous Flairlicious pieces up there. So that to me is just a nice little cluster. My title, so I use this record that was on my desk and already popped up on foam, and I just added the word on. So on record, just to say, you know, we have it in the book. The 2022 apple picking day is in the book. On the sticker sheet, I found a bushel of apples, so that made me very, very happy. Popped a little tree sticker in the background. And then I wanted another Flair, and I wanted this one in particular because I thought it had all of the colors, but in a different pattern so that it would give some fun contrast. And I popped it here because I wanted to sort of get my triangle of Flair. So having popped that there, it left me a little bit of an awkward space there. So I found a tiny, tiny little apple on the sticker sheet and the word fall. I tend to use autumn as opposed to fall, but the younger generation here as well has been uses fall a lot more than autumn. I do still prefer autumn, but there you go. So Gwen uses fall, so fall is on her and Diego's layout. And then I just did another little tiny cluster down here with this Flair tucked under. I'm getting better at doing that. I'm getting better at tucking my Flair under when I pop things up on foam, and I'm getting better at actually putting things on my Flair. Did you see my December documented, my title page, where I used a Flair as a topper to a stitched tree, and I put 2 layers of sequins on top. So I am getting a lot better at layering on my Flair and tucking them under. So there we go. And just the word family here, because that is what they are. Now, of course, as always, I had just this white cardstock, and my first thought was to frame it, but I think if I framed it, I would have wanted a sort of darker green, a forest or mossy green cardstock, and I didn't have one at the ready. So I decided in the end not to frame it, but rather to outline using that color of a marker. So I used here my Mossy Meadow from Stampin' Up, and I just outlined my layout so that things are not falling off the white page. So there you go, my friends. A few more shares lately on my channel, which, if you recall, for probably about the first year, or maybe even more, probably the first 2 years, I only did shares, and I enjoyed doing those. And I know some of you like shares just as much as processes, and some of you like them even more. So when I'm a little bit busier, or when the lighting is not great and I just feel like scrapping, they are going to be shares. So as we get into December, it may be a little bit more of a half and half processes and shares. So there you go, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. All of the details for the Facebook group, the shop, for the Flair Hut are down below. And I will see you back here very, very soon, my friends. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.